Hey everybody, Mark again. Now, for this lesson, we're going to talk about what we call future clauses. Future clauses are, of course, about what we think will happen in the future. You already learned the conditionals for these clauses, right? If I have time, I'll do this in the future. If is not the only word we can use in these situations. We also have a lot of different time words that we can use, a lot of different words we can use to set off or begin these future clauses. We'll start with our simple one, right? Remember our first conditional. Remember our first conditional. If I'm hungry, I'll buy a snack. That's our one of our simplest conditionals, right? If I'm hungry, I'll buy a snack. The situation, hungry, result, buy a snack. It's very easy to think about the order, right? You get hungry, result, go buy a snack. This first, then this. Today we have one special way we can actually flip the meaning a little bit by using the words in case instead of if. If I say, in case I get hungry, I'll buy a snack, we're not getting hungry first. We're actually preparing to be hungry. In the future, I know I'll be hungry. I know I'm going to be hungry. So I buy the snack to prepare. The action, buying a snack, will happen before you get hungry. We can use that. In case I get hungry, I'll buy a snack. Okay? Or we often say, I'll bring an umbrella. Why? I'll bring an umbrella in case it rains. So we're prepared for if it rains. In case it rains, I'll bring an umbrella. It's not raining now, but in case it rains, I'll bring an umbrella. So those are our first two. Next we have one, the when. So what's that difference between if and when? Can I change this? Can I say, if I get older? If I get older, I'll retire? Sound good, right? Situation, if I get older. Result, I'll retire. But actually in English, this sounds very strange. If you're a vampire, or if you are some magic creature and you don't get older, then this is okay. But for me, I'm definitely getting older. There's no changing that, right? I'm almost at my 30th birthday. So for me, I know this is going to happen. This is very certain, right? More certain, right? When I get older, I'll retire. So situations like that, if we know it's going to happen, if we know it's true, we can use when instead of if. If you say if, it's like possible, might happen, right? But if you say when, it's something you think will happen in the future. You have there's a certainty about it, a higher chance it will happen. Okay, these words you've seen before, like before, before I go to bed, after I wake up. These are words where we can show the time. Okay, before I go to bed, what do I do? Before I go to bed, I take a shower. Before I go to bed, I take a shower. I can do it like that. I could put I take a shower. Do you remember from our last video with the zero conditional and the first conditional? Which conditional is this one? If I say I take. Okay? This one is our zero conditional, something that's always true. Before I go to bed, I take a shower. This is for every night, always true. If it's only for tonight, I can say before I go to bed, I'll take a shower. If we see this I'll, the will, that is our first conditional, which is something that is happening this time or possible, right? Possible in the future, not every single time. Same for here, right? After I wake up, I drink coffee every time. After I wake up, I'll read a book. Maybe only one time I'll read a book. Last two or three. As soon as I get home, if you say as soon as I get home, the feeling is, right? You're going home, get home. Right when you get home, you don't wait. As soon as I get home, I take a shower again, right? As soon as I get home, right when you get home, this action occurs. As soon as I get to ULC, I'll talk to Mark, right? This time, going to ULC, get to ULC, then the action happens. If we keep going down, we have the word until. Until we use for when something begins or ends. For example, I'll study English until 2 p.m. In this situation, I'll study until 2. This means I study, 2 p.m., I stop. You can also change the sentence. You can say, I won't study until 2 p.m., right? I won't. Remember our will not. I won't study until 2 p.m. This would mean 2 p.m. we begin to study. We start to study, right? So there's our until for time. And then last we have the word unless, which is actually very tricky for students. Unless means if not. So in my sentence, I say, I'll get home at 6 p.m., right? I'll get home at 6 p.m. unless I have to work overtime. Unless I have to work overtime. See, if I have to work overtime, this is not true, right? So I'll get home at 6 if I don't have to work overtime. If I have to work overtime, then this will not be true, right? So this one I know will be a bit confusing for some of you. Just try to change the sentence if you see unless. Take the unless, change it to if, and then change the present simple to a negative form so you can guess guess how to use that unless in the sentence. All right? So we'll make another video for you unless we run out of time. But I think we'll be okay for today. At least one more on YouTube for today. But I hope that helps you with these words. Like our last video, if you can, right? If you can, please use these in a sentence below in the comments. If it's still confusing, or maybe you've seen unless before, you don't know how to use it, then you can show us your questions in the comment section. So that's all for this one. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.